Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Moon Knight Annual. This is a 2019 annual. This is one of the acts of evil, and it is pretty badass. Hey, did you guys know that there's a Immortal variant cover, the wraparound? You want to see it? See what you're getting? Just in case, you only got the regular and you're like, I wonder what the wraparound looked like. I'm not saying this is the best drawn, but it's the best concept. Because of all the characters who should have a wraparound that do explore the different alter identities, whatever, Moon Knight undeniably should. So, yeah, damn good thing they did that. Anyway, guys, let's get talking about who made this book, and then I'm going to tell you 5 things about this book that if you didn't buy it, hopefully you will. Let's get talking about this. Cullen Bunn is the writer. Ibrahim Mustafa and Matt Horak are the artists. Mike Spicer on colors. VC's Joe Sabino on letters. Richard Tan and Rain Barretto do the cover art. And the Immortal wraparound is Pascal Ferry and Chris Sotomayor. Connecting variant is John Tyler Christopher. Dude, this is sick. Let's talk about number 1 on this list. Time-hopping Moon Knight. I don't know why nobody else ever considered this as an annual, a one-shot or whatever. I've never seen Moon Knight in this kind of a story before. Wow, this was good. Number 2, he's fighting King the Conqueror. Seriously? Really? Like, this is an OP dude, and freaking Moon Knight is supposed to fight against him? And yet, it still turned out to be a really good story. Look, there's going to be some people, I'm sure, who are going to be like, Kang would have just wiped the floor with them. Well, you're not a Moon Knight fan. I don't want to hear it. Let's get talking about number 3. This is a more serious Moon Knight. In fact, I didn't see him take off his cape and cowl once. It was only Moon Knight this entire time. I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. I know a whole lot of people really got into the idea of the crazy lunatic guy. Lunatic is one thing, but the crazy dude, that's a little bit much. For me, like, I just didn't like the goofy, doofy, whatever. I like a much more serious, much more angry Moon Knight, who does have, more than one trick, but I really like this version. I love this serious version of Moon Knight. It really takes me back to the original volumes of Moon Knight, where he was just a badass who would punch you in the face and take a couple punches because it's easier than dodging. Let's get talking about number 4 on this list. This was a really great story. Like, bottom line, I don't care how you want to push this. This was a really good story. There were some great scenes in here. So yes, we're talking about the art, but also just the idea of how it all works. Dude, there's a moment here where Moon Knight is actually crawling out of a puddle of whiskey, because that's where a certain time loop was put, a fracture in time, and he crawls up through it and comes up behind Kang, and I'm just like, God damn, this is beautiful. The art worked, the idea worked, the concept of there worked. Oh man, like I feel like Cullen Bunn was just like, he woke up from a cold sweat one time, was like, yeah, Moon Knight crawling out of whiskey. That'll be awesome. And it was. It really was. Let's get talking about number 5 on this list. Moon Knight is the new Hawkman. I know a bunch of people are like, what? F Hawkman. What's he ever done? Well, you're obviously not a Hawkman fan. This was a sick, excellent take on Moon Knight, where he's got a bunch of other versions of him, not him, but other avatars of Khonshu that have existed all throughout time, and he gets to meet them. And it's not quite him in another time space, but they do still have a connection. This was sweet. I really dug on this. I wouldn't even be upset if he started taking on some of those personalities once in a while, because I'm like, why not? At some point, why not? This was a great idea to do this with Hawkman, or see what I just did there? With Moon Knight. I really want to see a Hawkman Moon Knight crossover now. Just saying, because wow, this was good. Guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Those were 5 things about this comic book. I hope that you consider grabbing it. Maybe even the Moon Knight variant, or the wraparound Immortal cover. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.